everyone, and welcome back to the Western Centurion channel. And today is Sunday the 6th of August, and this is pretty much the video that nearly never was. Oh god, yeah, what a morning. Well, I made the video now, or I had made the video of the MegaPoint Servo Controller board and the servos, and the first attempt was absolutely naff, so I deleted those and I spent another hour and a half doing a retake, shall we say, and I was a lot happier with them. So I offloaded them from the camera into my videos folder, which I keep all the raw videos in, and one of them hadn't come out properly because the battery on the camera died, so it wasn't a readable file. It was only about 123 megabytes in size, I think, so I highlighted it, hit delete, and it came up saying file size too big, permanently delete, yes, no. So I clicked yes, and it deleted it. Well, to be more accurate, it deleted the folder with all my videos in, and I mean that is over 9 gig of videos. All the videos I have done, all the videos I have edited and put together and put up on YouTube, the whole lot gone. The whole folder, all the subfolders, poof, deleted. And it's like, oh, no, what have I done? And how the hell do you get them back? Because obviously didn't go into the recycle bin because it was too big. So, poof, deleted the lot. So, let's talk about panic setting in. It's set in big time. A bit for the videos I've done previously, but the fact that the videos I did this morning were gone as well, and I'd already deleted them off the camera. I always do that automatically. As soon as I've downloaded them, I delete them off the camera to make space. And but YouTube yet again came to the rescue. I did a quick search on YouTube, and the very first video that came up was for I think it's called File Digger, and so I went on the internet, found it, downloaded it, and lo and behold, it found all the files that I deleted, all the videos. Unfortunately, some of them have been written over, but that's not a problem because the ones I did today were fine. And at this precise moment, it's now copying them, or shall we say, reviving them back into a new folder I've created, because these are on the external drive I've got, and it's just putting those back now. And I think up in the corner here you can see what it's actually doing. It's now doing that. I've just done a screen capture for you. But what a lifesaver that was. I honestly thought I'd lost all my videos. It's going to be a long time for me to recover them, because I think this has taken around about 20 minutes to recover. I mean, is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 videos. And but that just means I can get the video done. Okay. So with that little dilemma out the way, I can get started on editing the videos now and put them all together. Okay. But first off, I'd just like to say a really big thank you to Dave Fenton, who creates and makes these mega controller boards. He actually makes them at his home, so he's got all the equipment for doing surface mount parts, and he does have videos of that process on his website, which obviously will be in the description for this video. He spent quite a bit of time on the phone to me walking me through how to use the boards, because it does take a long time for it to sink into this little noggin of mine. And yeah, I think we spent a good hour and a half with Dave walking me through it, including whilst he was having lunch as well one day. So thank you, Dave, very much. Your enthusiasm and excitement for these boards is absolutely amazing and very catching. And yes, I've caught the bug and I'm really happy with them. So basically, this first video is just about the basics of the servo controller board. There's a little switch panel that comes that I've got to go with it, and the servos themselves. Okay, so I'll put links in the description for the video, so you can just go straight to the page and or where they are on the internet and buy them if you want to. Alright, so I hope you enjoy your Sunday, and catch you again soon. Bye bye. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Western Centurion channel. Today is Sunday the 6th of August, and the time is just gone 10 to 7, and I'm down here to make the first of the MegaPoint controller videos for you. So yeah, see how committed I am? Or should that be should be committed for being up with this early in the morning? But yeah, anyway, I'm down here to make the video, or the first video, for you all. Okay, now this is how I left it yesterday when I got home from the pub and did my last update video for you, or the little teaser. So what I'll do, if I can get out the shadow, there we are, I'll just take this all apart and we'll just be left with the servo controller board and the servos in the background and the power supply. Okay, and that will be the first video. So catch you again in a minute. Bye bye. Okay, so here we have the three components that we're going to be using, and the one in the middle is the MegaPoints Servo Controller board, version 1.8. And the features on this board that we'll be looking at in this video is obviously the connections for the servos, which are down here. There's 12 of them for the 12 servos we're going to be using, and we'll be using these three buttons. So we have the low, the program and the high buttons, and obviously we'll be using the power in. Now just behind here is a rectifier, which is absolutely fabulous because that means you can put the wires in any terminal slot that you want, and the rectifier will just correct it to ensure that the feed to the board is the correct way round, which is a lovely little addition. The second board we have over here is the MegaPoint switch panel. Now this has 12 little micro switches on, and that was Poppy. Oh, can you hear her? She's come down for some attention. Right, I'll have to start again. Bye. And here is the setup that we're going to be using. So on the right we have the 12 volt regulated power supply going to the board, and as I said, there's the rectifier on here, means that it doesn't matter which way you put the wires in. We have 12 servos along the back, and they're now all wired up to the servo controller board. Now all that's left to do is to put on the switch panel, which is what I will do now. There, as simple as that. Alright, that switch panel is just there. It's just a handy little board that you can put on, so you can operate the servos independently, and whichever order you want. So it's going to be handy for me to show you when we're fine-tuning the servos what they look like when they're operated. Okay, so what I'll do now, I'll zoom in onto the servo board when I fire it up. Okay, so you can see what it's like. Now when we give the board power, you'll notice that there's two LEDs on here. It will be the yellow channel LED that will light up. Okay, and what we're looking for is a nice regular pulse from it. And you'll also hear the servos at the back. You'll hear those fire up as well, okay, and go into a certain position. So let's turn the power on. There we go. As I said, the yellow channel LED is now pulsing quite nicely the way we want it to, and you heard the servos actuate. So as I said, with this video we're going to be looking at these three buttons, the low, the program and the high, and it is with these three buttons how we're going to select which servo we want to use and how to fine-tune them. Okay, so the program button will select the servo, the low and the high will fine-tune them into how much we want them to move at any given time. Okay, so what I have to do, I'm going to get one of the servos and fit it down here somewhere, all close to the board so we can see it moving. But actually, no, what I'll do, I'll zoom out so you can see the servos and watch all of them actuate one by one as I press the program button. Okay. So, there we are. What I'll do, I'll press the program button once. And you'll notice servo 1 moved. If I press it again, servo 2. Third time, servo 3. Fourth time, servo 4. And I think you've probably got it by now that if I press 5, servo 5 will move. And then 6, and then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now finally, if I press it a 13th time, it will come out of program mode. Oh, I forgot to say, is when you're in program mode, the red mode LED will flash and the yellow channel LED will flash as well. Okay, you can see it's a different pulse than before. That tells you you're in programming mode. So now if I press it a 13th time, there, you're out of program mode and all the servos will go back to the way they started. So I'll just go through that once more. Okay, we'll press the program button once and servo 1 moves, second time servo 2. If you want to go through the servos very quickly, just press the program button and hold, and they will go through. And I went to the 13th, so they reset themselves. Okay, so that's the basic on moving the servo. So what we'll do now is, as I said, I'll get this servo 1 and I'll fit it down here somewhere. So as we use these three buttons, including the low and the high button, we'll be able to see the servo move and how we get it to the direction that we want. Okay. Okay, so I've now got this servo stuck to the board here, just so I can keep these three buttons in camera and the servo in camera at the same time. Alright, so what we're going to do now is that we're going to go back into program mode. We're only going to press the button once because we want to use servo 1. Okay, so we press the button once. There we are. You can see the red mode LED is flashing again, and the yellow channel LED is flashing at the same time. And the servo went into, was activated and pretty much centralized itself. So now what we want to do is just move the, what do you call it, maybe a cam. We want to move it from side to side. Alright, so now it's activated, we'll press the low button and see what happens. Alright, well, if I do this, you can see there. Now you can see the arm move all the way around. If I press the high, it will move around to the other direction. Okay, so now basically what I've done, I've set this servo up for the arm to go right round as far as it will in both directions. So if we come back out of program mode, Now to do that, and the quick way is just to press and hold. So we go through all the other relays. There, 13th, and it's back out. Now what we can do is, if I flick the switch on here, number 1, do that, there. And I'll see it's gone all the way round. I'll flick it back and it will return back to the position we started off. Now if we go back into program and select servo 1 again, so just press it once, and again the servo will go back to the middle section, or whatever it's called anyway, but that's the way it rests when it's been selected. So what we'll do now, we'll press the load button again, okay, but we'll move it very slightly. Let's move it to there, okay, and we'll move the other direction with the high button, we'll move that to there. Now if we come back out again, so press and hold the program button. Now that's to the 12th, 13th. It's gone back in. Right. So we'll press, or we'll flick the switch for the servo. There. And you can see as far as it will move. It'll only move to the position we preset it in. So the other thing we can do, just to go through it again, alright, because this is how I had to do it. I had to keep repeating it and repeating it. So go back into program mode, and doing the low, we'll move it to there. That's as far as we'll move it, and then on the high button we'll move it all the way around to there. Okay, we'll come back out, so press and hold the program button till it's gone through all 13 sequences. There we are, and we're back to the start again. Now if I do that switch, there, it's moved to the maximum point that we set it at, and then back again. And that's how we do it. That is how you fine-tune the servos. Alright, and of course if you wanted to do, obviously, shall we say, servo 7, you press to go in, okay, press the program button, that's 1, we've just seen it move, then number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, and now we're at number 7, and you can fine tune that as well to whichever or however you want it to perform. Now a very handy feature as well on this, which I found extremely handy, is the reset button, or buttons, and the way to reset it. So the first thing you have to do is power off, which I do now, and just wait for the lights to go out, the LEDs to stop flashing, and they have, because obviously we've got capacitors on the power supply, and what we're waiting to do is for those to drain down. Okay, so what we can do now is, it's going to be a bit difficult to show because of my sausage fingers, but you need to press the program button and the high button at the same time with it powered off. So 1, 2, I hope that's it. Hold it down and turn the power on. You'll see that's it. It's now reset, I think. Let me just check. If I do the switch, no, it's not reset, because when it resets, the red mode LED should flash, and then the yellow channel LED will flash. Okay, so let's power off, wait for the LED to stop flashing, and it has. So try again. All right, they are quite spaced out, but one button, no. There, that's both buttons. Okay, now keep your eye on those LEDs. There, okay, now that's telling me it has reset. So if I now flick the switch, it should go all the way around. Yes. So the board has now been reset to factory default. So that's what you can do if you're not sure what you've done, and you just want to go back to the very start again. That's how you reset the board to factory default, by pressing the program and hide button together with the power supply off and then turning the supply on. And you want the red mode LED to flash, and then for the yellow channel LED to flash. Right, that's pretty much the basics. I hope that's been of some help to you, and gives you a general idea on how the controller board operates the servos. Actually, what I can do, I've got some points, or I've got a point set up on the block, which you saw in the previous video. I'll set that up next to the controller board, and we can see how to fine-tune the servos once they're actually connected to your turnouts. Okay, so stay with me, I'll be back in a moment. Right, I've now got the point, or the turnout that I set up yesterday, and what we'll do, I'll just go through the same functions we went through for fine-tuning the servo. So this is pretty much a case that now, if you haven't set the servo correctly underneath, and it's just slightly out of alignment, the standard settings that the servo comes set at might not be enough to actually actuate the turnout in one of the directions. Okay, now this is set up okay, it works pretty well. So if I show you, I'll just flick the switch now. This is without tuning it. Ooh. There, okay, and we'll put it back to the same position. So what we can do, if I put it into program mode, you'll see the servo centralize itself. I think that's the word I was trying to look for earlier. But here we go. There we are. So only pressed it once because we're using servo 1. And now what we can do is, I think you can see that obviously the rails are now centralized as well. So if we press the low button, there we are, and fine tune it until it's over its connection 1. There we are. That's a good connection, and that will mean that we're not overstressing the solenoid by making it move even further and putting unnecessary pressure on it, basically. So if we do the hide button now and go in the opposite direction, there we are, until it makes the connection, and that's what we want. We've got a good connection here, and we're done. That is it, fine-tuned to our own requirements. So if we go back through here, if I hold that down, ooh, there we are, and Poppy's just come in. There, 13th button, and everything goes back to the preset configuration. Now whatever we set these servos to will now stay on that board, unless we do the reset it back to the factory default settings. So once this is all set up, this board will be ready to go on the layout and operate all the 12 turnouts to our desired settings, so to speak. Okay, so yeah, I hope this has all been helpful. If you've got any questions, or if you want me to do another video on any certain points that I've been through today, by all means just say, and I'll see what I can do. Okay, you all have a fabulous day, and look forward to the next video, part 2, which I'm not No idea what it's going to be about yet, but I'm sure I'll think of something. Alright, catch you later, bye bye.